Just playing the draw stone, tap back. Staying out. It's floating just through the house. Got caught between shots there. A little too heavy for the draw. So now red is going to try to pick out the yellow stone. And it's crashing on the upper yellow stone. It's going to roll out. No, it did get by. It got by. Good stone. Red's going to go with an inside-out takeout now. Try to roll back to the center. There's two red stones off to the left that they're going to try to get some action off of them. Will curl more than the outside-in shots on this sheet. They're on it right away for line. Got the top one. It's making a roll. Will it stick? It's going to be a biter in the back of the house. Red will still be shot rock. Red has the hammer. And they're going to call to come in on the outside. Or a tap back. He's just playing a tap back on this red stone. I'll try to get a split time on the next one. I should have got one on that rock. Just short. Tried to tap it back in to the full 12, and it was just short on that stone. Playing another inside out hit and roll on the side red one for the yellow team, the Bergman team. This one may be a little bit wide. Slow rotation. It may come. No, it's going to float through. So the team from the Windy City Club I'm going to try to tap the red one back a little bit. See if I can get a time on this one and see just how fast the ice is. It's been running 3.9, 3.95. I missed it. Looks like more weight than last time, but they're sweeping on it. Looks a little heavy. He's got backing back there, and if he can tap it a little bit, he definitely will be a second now. They're considering the long double right now across the house. It looks like they're going to play outside in with some weight. That last stone, if they could have swept it down and tapped it just a little bit, it would have been perfect. Then they'd have been laying three. That front stone would be counting. Came up just light. And now the potential double is there. It's a long one. Playing against counterclockwise rotation. Very slow rotation. It's just hit. It hasn't even come to the first rotation yet, which should bring it across. And even that, red still shot on the other side. Yellow's sitting number 2 stone, but I'm sure whether they'll draw for 2 or hit and roll. It's a position where he could be playing pretty firm weight and hit, or he could be drawing. I don't know for sure which he called. Did you catch what he called there?
I didn't see.
With firm weight, he could be shooting, but I'm guessing he's drawing for 2. Get his draw weight down. That's not a draw stone. I don't think it has a chance. No, it's going to flash. So this gives Yellow the opportunity to steal one here. If they take shot off and get a little inside roll, they could be setting several. How important that stone was earlier in the end that they didn't get down to that yellow back, the back yellow one. Sweeping to get the curl. It's just not coming. Ooh.
Jams on the yellow.
Yeah, jammed it, and yellow's still. No, yellow's just laying the 1. So red can hit stick for the 2. He's giving himself a little ice this time. Last time he held right on the stone. Hit and stick for 2 for red. Still sweeping for line again. He should be okay this time. Two red. So the team from Windy City Club will take a 2-0 lead. We're in the 3rd draw here at the Milwaukee Curling Club. Red will lead off, go right to the center line. He was asking for it just short of the rings, which is normal. Going to be close. May float into the house a little. They're going to give it a little touch once they realize it's in the house. They're going to play hit and roll, flop one side or the other. They prefer not to stay right there. Try to keep the pathway to the button. When you have the hammer, force the play to the outside early in the end. Sweeping early, 4 line. If the weight's up, it should be okay. Very nice. Got a nice little roll. And we have a shooting match now. They're debating on whether to throw inside out or outside in. It's decided to go from the center line out. I personally think it's a harder shot on our ice here, but it's all personality favorite. Looks good. Gonna hit. Question. Yeah, he'll hit and stick right there. Interesting call. He says, okay, come behind it if you want. That would be using it sort of as a corner guard. I don't think he minds if it comes up and corner freezes to it as well. Sweeping hard for distance. Short. That was not a preferable shot there, but I'm sure Red will try to get behind it right away. No, they're going back to the center line. I got a 3.75 on that. I think that's at least T-weight. Real close. Calling for the take on the shot rock. Like a little bit of an inside roll here. Behind the yellow. Sweeping hard to get it by. Crashed on his own yellow stone. Red comes right back now. He wants, he's giving a little more ice. Wants the guard. Rotation and release is so important on this ice. The last 2 to 3 feet will, in most cases, swing quite a bit. Now that was a very well placed guard. Very nice. So the yellow team is going to try to make the double. Outside or inside out shot. Definitely on the stone, but I don't think he's going to get the roll he wanted. It's moving quite a bit. You don't get quite as much swing coming from the outside in on that. Red's sitting in good shape now. We've got one on the top of the button in the 4-foot. Pretty well guarded. And now they're calling for another guard on shot rock. I see a little directional sweeping on this one. No, it's just stands pretty straight. Well guarded now. Doubles there. Playing a double. Pretty well played. Very good. Got the one. The other one floated back behind in the back of the forefoot. Windy City Club now is playing another guard to the. A biter wouldn't hurt. This one's down into the house. Very nice. Double guards now. Straight back double. Little narrow. It's going to jam. A lot of play. Got rid of all the red ones, though. All the guards, all the hangers. Trying to protect the shot rock with another guard now. See if I can get a time on this. I don't know if he called to bump that front red one up a little bit or not. This was a little warmer than, so he is playing the bump.
It's not coming over enough for him, is it? Oh, there comes at the end, though.
Yeah.
Will he get it?
Yeah, that's a pretty good stone. Gonna play the freeze down to the red one now. This is the only way of getting a deuce that I can see is to try to get shot rock on this, freeze the back red one, maybe still get your deuce. Well, I got a 3.65. I must not be. Should be shot rock. and is full 4 foot. Red would like to get a little bit of an inside roll this time and sit right there. Certainly doesn't want to be wide and jam, but not much ice here. Assuming he's playing pretty heavyweight. Yes, he is. And got the roll. 4 red. Yellow has hammer. Needs to put it on the button. He's got backing. Just threw the shot over here. Yeah. Now, if I get a 3.6 on the last one, I can't believe that was right. Should be okay. It's in the sweeper's hands. Looks good. It's got backing. Once just overswept. 1 red. They're looking over a second possibility. One red for sure. They may, no, they didn't measure, so I'm not sure what the sign was, whether they got 1 or 2. We'll have to wait till they mark up the scoreboard to see whether they actually scored 1 or 2 there. Yellow will have the hammer again, going away in the 3rd inning. That one floated pretty deep. Back 12. Gonna go with a corner guard now, show her the rings. My, I haven't seen a corner thrown this way but today. Huh. Yeah. He's got backing back there if it floats into the house. Turned out okay. All right, shot rock. Red will now try shooting it off. Stick right there, not jam on the back one. Struggle a little bit with his delivery there. If they get it, it'll probably jam. No, good stone. Laughing about his delivery, but it made the shot. Playing down to it, corner freeze. Better go with it. Sweeping for length. Came up short. Red's just trying to draw around behind the yellow. That didn't come up very much, so it'll also serve as a partial guard. No, throw pass. Playing a back ring tap now. Sure down to it. He can sit in that pocket down there. He's playing and he's giving ice to be taking it off, but he called for less weight. Can't be wide there. It's close now. The Red Rock is shot, but it's very close between the yellow and the red for second. Going right after the Yellowstone. Floats out there a little bit.
You get it, the lose the shooter in the process.
What's
Lost the shooter.
Yellow's coming down, trying to remove that red stone or tap it back. It's hanging out. It's going to float past, not stick. Red's coming right back with a guard now. Just a little tap there. Changing direction, coming in from the other side, calling for T-weight. This one's really starting to cut now. They get it by. A little bit light. Red still lane 3. Red's going to try to protect that promotion of the Yellowstone now. Got a 3.9 on that. This could be interesting. It's running a little slower than it did the first draw, or second draw. Fine guard. Took away the yellow tap back. Now it's a tricky spot in the ice that they're trying to play a light takeout. Sweeping right out of the hand. It's going to wreck on the top, yellow, roll out. So Red's going to set another guard back up. Last guard was a 3.95, 3.94. See what if it's similar. Have this a little heavier. At 3.72, he didn't want to go that with that much weight, I don't think. Here's where people have been tending to pick up the weight a little bit with the out turn. No, they're going to play on the other side now. They're not going to take any chances of wrecking outside there and leave all those red ones lined up. They need to get into the forefoot now from the left side of the rings. The 3.65, that should get them there. Be careful they don't get it hung up. Looks pretty good. Very nice. Trying to line up a potential double yellow takeout here. He's going to go for it. From the screen, it looks easier than if you actually look at it down the sheet of ice. This is a tough double. Just missed it. Got yellow on the button. Yellow can now with the hammer draw for two. Same shot he just had. Come down to the yellow. I think if he gets to the yellow, he will have two. Now, if he gets to the yellow, he will have his two. So basically the same shot. I forgot what I said. I think he had a 3.65 on the last one. My timing. have a 3.62 this time. That should get him there. But he's a little bit on the narrow side. Oh no, he's going to crash. He had to get out to the broom on that one. And so yellow scores the 1 here. He had the right time, he just got a little bit narrow. We have a score of 4-1. Team from the Chicago Curling Club just scored their 1. Heading into the 4th end now. Right to the center line. Just started sweeping now, so it's a fairly long guard, but it'll be on the center line. Good spot. Right behind it. A little bit different strategy than the previous game, where they went right to the corners.
Those 3.
Trying to get it, do that last little curl there. Partially buried. He's calling for a little over back ring weight here. Just a tap back. Doesn't want to jam on the yellow one. Looks good. Gotta come up. Now they're considering directional sweeping. Popped it back into the back of the 8-foot. Now yellow's got a wide open yellow takeout. Very little ice here. Got it right on the edge of the stone. With weight, that's about right. Sweeping for direction now. Trying to get a piece of it. Just missed. A little too much weight to get the effective directional sweeping there, to get a little more curl out of the stone. Yellow's going to change the action over to this side. They've got some backing. They've got a centerline guard that can come around. He's choosing, his preference is come around the yellow. Top of the 4-foot, his second rock. I think he just shared, you can, if you're heavy, we'll come down to the red one, but I think his preference is to bury this. Sweeping right away. Backing off. No handle whatsoever. Well, there it comes a little bit. Really. It'll be shot. Doubles there. May lose his own red one. And firm weight. Sweeping to hold it straight. Lots of action in the back of the house here. Red shot. So yellow's going to come right down after it. I think I would consider an outturn draw behind the guard at this point. The potential jam if he would have done that, but he's chosen to play the back of the house takeout. And it curled too much. I'd like to have seen him play what they're going to play now. Just play. Well, now he switched his mind. Yes. I'd like to have seen him come around with that outturn, and then you've got a potential jam in the back, but he's going to beat him to it now. It's looking good. Didn't go quite as much as I thought it might there, but he's got an open. Telling this there's a potential double, but main thing is to get rid of that rock. Even an inside roll won't be bad. A little narrow. And we have to sweep that hard.
Looks like they're already on the guard.
It's on the Yellowstone. May get it the hard way. I think he'll take that. We've seen a couple of those today. And he got the roll out too. Same result as he wanted. Not a lot of ice here. Yeah, that was needed a little more room there.
We have seen a good amount of that on the sheet today, where that left to right coming to the center line over curls for a lot of these teams.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this is going to be interesting. Now he's taken off the back one. Very defensive move here. At this point, I'm sure Red would love to get play to hit and stick right there. Main thing is to stick. If he gets a double, it's a bonus, but he'd like to be shot rock after this. He's looking at the double now.
Not much ice.
Not much ice again.
And they're ready on it for directional sweeping.
Yeah. And the shooter's going to roll out of play. Now yellow needs to be, I like 12 foot. Something right on the center line. He's calling for it. 12 foot, top of 8. If he does come into the 8 fully, then they play down for some reason the back one, then they would out count on the shot rock up on that. They better bring this one. I think they waited too long. The Knights have gotten a counter on that, but they. Oh, that's not the hammer. Okay. Reds got backing now. They're going to come around the yellow guard out front. If he could have got that stone even 2 feet further, it'd have been a totally different call here. A little hot. Yellow shot, I believe. Yeah. Yellow shot in the back of the house here. So he's going to try to come around, maybe get a piece of the button. Yellow's playing to come around, top of the 4 foot. He doesn't really want to float down to those back ones, so he like to make this shot rock up higher in the house. Partially exposed, partially buried. This has got a lot of curling to do, even to get onto that back red one. Cut the shot. Reds get basically the whole 8 foot to draw to with backing. Just doesn't want to go through the hole there in the back of the house. He'd be giving up the hammer, but he'll for a potential 4-point lead. Oh boy. Could this be the hole? This might be the break the red team needs right here. Sometimes you think you've got all that backing back there, and yellow steals too. But a tight game on 4 of the sheets right now. Steal of 2 makes it 4-3. Heading into the 5th inning. Back to the center line. Center line short is the call. Pretty well played. Red's going to play the come around now. Plenty of weight. Lots of curling to do. And just through. Well, Yellow has a chance. He called for it a little bit short here. So he wants another center line guard. He's given him enough ice so that if he could, he's a little deep, he can come around. And that didn't come up as much as I thought it might. Almost full onto the 12-foot. Red's going to choose to take it off. And we'll roll out. Nothing in the house, one red stone, just off the center line. Calling for it on the center line, close to the house this time. Got a 3.76 on that. That should be almost house weight, and it's growing. It's floating into the house and all the way through now. Both teams have been trying to get behind that Yellowstone and haven't found the weight. This is tight. It's got the weight, but it's pretty tight. Oh, this is going to be okay. Floating into the house this time. It's a very fast track right there. Yellow's going to choose to come down and freeze to it. They don't have the hammer. It's just beyond the tee line. they get it by, he's got a good one, but I think he's going to crash on the front yellow guard. Opens up the red one. Yellow one moved over to this side quite a bit. Now red is going to try to guard it. Top of the 12-foot. It's curling. It's going to be into the yellow stone. I don't think they get it by. Little light. Red's going to try to put another one, or yellow's going to try to come in now on top. Sweeping right out of the hand. They must have figured he's a little bit light. If they sweep hard, he's got a beauty. Got to work it hard. Just short. Had the right idea, just came up a little 3-4 feet short. Now they're going to try corner freeze. The red team's going to try to corner freeze on that yellow one. Protects several possibilities. Does protect the shot rock back there. Does give them room for a multiple in too. Looks good. Once it's by, it has some curling to do, but it should be pretty good. Corner freeze would be perfect. Very nice. Got a little tap on it. However, does set up for the double. A little too much weight. On the narrow side, wow. Good shot. Two yellow lane stones. And the other yellow one is just short of the range, so it's, you can see most of the rock here. Gonna play a hit and roll. Playing his out turn takeout. Playing a double. Gonna be close. Right over on top of the other one. Very nice. Very nice roll. Covered. That was one of the best shots of this game so far right there. Taking a lot of ice, come down and try to quarter freeze to the red one. Seems like an awful lot of ice. No, that one's through the house weight. A little too much room. Opens the door for red now to get a multiple in. Decision time. Where to put it. I didn't see how far he called this into the house. He might be just calling another corner freeze to his stone. A little bit inside. Plenty of weight. Just protecting it. Shot in second. Does give yellow a chance to splash those. Chance it'll be a jam on the yellow. Might have to take all three of them. Might be an empty house when he gets through this one, depending on what weight he throws. No, it's going to be hard to cut that back red one out. He's calling to hit that straight back and not flirt with jamming his red onto yellow back in the back. He's calling a head-on hit here. Sit right there and give him one, I guess. Make it difficult for two. Looks pretty good. That's what he wanted. It's going to be tough to get a second in there. He's going to try to go to the outside here now and come back and just touch that yellow second. That's about all he has. With the 1-point lead. touch that yellow one back. He might be able to get enough of it to be 1-2. I would say it's the least risky shot. You don't want to lose the one you've got for sure. It will put you up 2. Has to move it about 3 feet, 2 feet. It's close. Get ready. Just by the front one. Yep. Wow. Oh my. At the very end, it just took off. Very good try, but he almost got himself into trouble there. 5-3, Red. So Bergman has a hammer coming back. We'll try to get his deuce and the even in. Hope for a multiple inning. And this one's going to float in the house. Be interesting for the call now. What Bergman will call. Trying to decide. Wants a corner. Or asking, would you rather throw the corner or may even call a freeze? This is interesting. Just a down 2 freeze. House weight. Just short of the ring. Certainly can be used as a guard or a pump up later. Red's gonna toss up a guard. He worked it over. Redstone still exposed somewhat. Can't play a lot of weight on it. I think you just soon tap it a little bit. Not necessarily out of the rings, but tap it back. Now they're brushing it off and on. It's got a lot more rotation. A little less rotation, it would have been perfect. Still sticks out there. Straight run back. Sweeping it hard to get by the red guard. With that weight, I don't think they can get by. Oh, they did. Good sweeping. Very nice shot. Several teams today have played that weight and it just took off on them. But that one, they super sweeping to keep it on it. Playing the double. Hit. Very nice shot. Got the double. Rolled a little bit to the outside. Red's not going to hesitate. They're going to go right after. Try to get a roll back into the circle. A little too big a roll. It's going to roll all across the circle and out. Now yellow can duck in. Just call for front of the house weight, tee weight. He does bump his yellow one back, it's fine. I believe he's playing through the court. Maybe even bump them both on. Comes up a little bit more, he can get them both on. Close. Wants a little inside roll off this hip. It's hanging out. Now the roll the 2 on is there. Play a T-weight on that front yellow one. He's chosen to come around, but if it does come up, hangs out there a little bit with T-weight, you can get them both on. Playing the come around. Now you take it right to the top of the 4. Top of the button. Not much ice, going right after it. If he does get rid of the guard, he just doesn't want to pitch it wide here. On the guard. Yellow's going to try to put it right back. guard the shot rock. Right down to a freeze, knows it wouldn't be bad now. Good Stone. Tough to get both of them. I believe they're locked pretty good. There's a little gap there. Playing a lot of weight. Fired this one. Yeah. Decision time. Yellow's laying one. Talking about tapping it and rolling as a possibility. Sure doesn't want to hit it on the outside. What would you play here?
Well, it's a tough shot, like you said. If it hangs out at all, they essentially lose their shooter.
I like
A
coming
draw
in over
from
on
the other
right
side.
and then just
And
not
that's been
set it
pretty
up
nice
for a
today.
double. Be sure it doesn't rest where you can get the double. But
2 ends ago, Yellow shot 2 of those coming on the other side. So it's a line they've seen.
not sure what weight he called here.
It's
I
going
think he
pretty
wants
good.
to tap it on the inside. He sure doesn't want to give them shot, though, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yep.
Now Red's going to just try to pick the yellow one out, roll back into the pot.
You get a nice roll and split the house.
Yeah.
Right?
I think I would have played that other side, come in, even if you're full 8 foot. I would have tried to come in from the other side. This was a little bit on the dangerous and risky side. He's just drawn for a second now, I believe. Yep. Just drawn for 2. If he's deep, yellow has a chance to pop that red one out of there. Well, now
Does look a
yellow
little
has
heavy.
a chance. Yellow
Look
has
at
a
that.
chance for the deuce. they really play the shot here all day, this type of shot. I'm not sure we've seen what a takeout does coming with that other turn. I assume it'll curl off the center line pretty good. Well,
to your point, ice selecting is really tough here. If you come inside and you tick yours out,
yeah,
3-point swing.
yep.
Huh?
Boy, it must be more of a tap weight that he's going to play with that much ice. Yeah, he's calling for back ring, just a tap. If it comes up, he'd probably get shot off his own stone with a tick. Just doesn't want to hang on that red one, out on the center one. Big shot here in this game. Could be a swing of 3 points.
Coming over quick.
Better be with it. Here it comes. Are they by? Very nice. 2 yellow. Very nice weight. We've got a new ball game again. 8th going into the 7th. Yellow scores 2. We've got a 5-5 game here. So back to the center line with the yellow. I didn't get your time on that one, but it's going to come up to the center line. Good stone. Huh? See a little bit of different strategy this end. They're going right after it. Play hit and roll to the corner. Got the stone. Sit right there, just off the rings. And yellow's jumping at the chance to get behind it now and draw it to the top of the 4-foot. All over the red stone. How much is it going to bump? They got off of it. Didn't touch. Didn't get to there. A little light. Red's going to come in from the outside. Try to get behind the 2. It's a great call because it's tough to call the takeout out here on this side of the sheet, especially with this turn. If you can tuck it 3/4, it's a great shot. Just not coming this time. That's what happens to some of the running stones right there. Just can't get it there. A little bit heavy. calling for T-Weight here. Come down behind the two guards or freeze if it stays out. I think they call for T-Weight. Got a 3.85 on that. See if it could use sweeping, that's for sure. It's still, another one of those at the end that just
lost its hand, started skidding.
Yeah.
They had a nice shot.
This looks like a little more weight than. Very, very nice shot. That one is super. Be interesting if you can even get to that one. You might be able to get to the back one, but that's about as close as you can come, I think. One of the trickiest spots on the ice right here. And so much depends on rotation. Did he call just a guard? I believe. Wow.
Oh,
Another
look at
great
that.
shot, man. The weight was just perfect. That changes everything for this end. Now they're going to have to come around the other side.
You would think there's room to come down to that, sit on the button.
Wow.
Now he's looking for the double.
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's there with his yellow.
I would be coming from the other side, get down to that red one. Pick up the weight here. Well, it turned out pretty well. It's definitely, you can get to it now with the other turn. I don't know. I think I'd be considering coming in from the other side, protect that red one. If he gets on it, I don't know if I'd come in from this side. I know the thinking. Neither team wants one here. They're both kind of, how can I get two? And it's a great shot, but I'm sure they're going to change They need to come down and look at it from this end. Yeah, there he sees it now. If he buries one on there, touch it back 1 foot, couple inches even. He's forcing them to one, and although he has to get by that front red one. No, he's not going to get by the front red one. That side is sure guarded up now. Red doesn't want to set one up for a double here. Try to just sneak by close to that yellow one into the freeze on his red one. I don't know if that's enough ice. Remember how far out they went back a couple ends? I think you got to be out to the edge of the 8 and 12 foot here. He didn't get all the way out there. There is a port, but it's not a very big. He's going to try to come through.
If you hit that red on the outside, you might be able to just punch both of them out and leave yellow sitting
out and sit
one.
to yellow. Yeah, it's possible. It's
hack weight.
Yep. Yes, it's there. Yeah, hack weight, I would say, with that broom. Not much weight.
Coming over.
I don't think they can get it by. No, they've lost.
It's on it.
Yeah.
I think he was lighter than he wanted to be there.
Yeah, definitely. Now, is there a way of getting 3? I don't know. That's kind of risky, too.
Looks like they want to come through that port. That's.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking this was last rock. Yeah, he.
Oh, yeah. First skip stone for red, right?
Right. He's going to try to come down in there, I believe. Yeah, skip stone. He was going to throw his 3rd stone. I think he's just going to guard it up. If he gets a little rub, he'll have a nice guard here. Yeah. It's open. I think he can get through there. He's not even looking at it. Well, red's laying 2. Yellow's trying to decide on their last rock. Just how can they get to that shot rock?
Well, now I think he's looking at the draw. I don't know how you get to, even if you get to that outside red, it jams on the yellow. I don't think you get it out of there.
But the one thing is you don't want to open it up so red can get 3. 2 is doable. You'd sure like to cut him to 1. That would be his best bet, is if there is a way to cut him to 1. I think he could get a little rub off that red one and in for a second, maybe.
Yep.
I think red will score 1 here. There would be 1. But back ring tick off that red stone might do it. To give him a second.
They're on it early. I think they might be on there.
No, he's all over the front guard.
They jumped up to prevent the 3, most likely.
I don't see how he gets a 3rd one in there. He's not playing that long raise yellow onto red, is he?
Boy.
I'm not sure what he's playing. I think I'd take the 2 and run here. No, he's not playing a lot of weight. Maybe a little rub off his red one. Once they get by the yellow one. It's on the yellow one. 2 red. So we'll have a 2-point game here. Bergman will be down 2 with a hammer. Lots of rocks in play that end. Eighth in. Windy City Curling Club up by 2 without the hammer. They're still putting up a center line guard. I would want this pretty close or in the circle. You don't want a long guard in this case. That's a good spot for it. Corner guard left. And he's playing way outside to get it. He's done this several times. rather than play the center line out to the corner, he's playing way wide and coming to the corner. No, he's got his corner. Pretty well positioned. Reds playing a tap back on their own stone. Keep the pressure on this way. Now it's going to split. Not quite what he wanted, but throwing up another guard just off center line. Game of patience for the yellow team here. They do need two, but they can get two. Right about where he asked for it. Good shot. Can't take the guards off yet, so he's trying to decide just where to put it in the house. I think we'll be seeing some takeouts after this shot, especially by the red team. House weight. A little bump into the button. Nestle a little freeze in there. Yeah, he's playing a hit. Came out a little narrow. Got to get up by that guard. Ouch, that hurt. Now it's an interesting call. Do you get rid of that corner guard, or do you put so many red rocks in play that he's going right to putting all the bullets in one spot? Don't want to be short here. Gotta get it as close as they can. Okay. Now a little inside roll into the pocket. May have been a little narrow. Oh my goodness. No. Oh, that's the one thing. Now you're going to see a bunch of red bullets in there. Oh, the odds of that going through that port.
4 rocks. and you miss all. That's
There's going
tough.
to be, yeah. Well, the other turn would have made the shot, but it's the only way it could go through there was with that turn. Oh, my. Did see that coming. He's going to need a cannon to get rid of all those red rocks coming up now. A little deep. A little deep this time. Little round the world shot here. Hit that very far right one, real thin.
They're already on the foot line.
That's not what he needed. Red's just going to stack another one in there. Force them to play lots of weight. Yellow's down to their final 3 rocks. The skips rocks remain for the red team, but if they get this one in there, it's going to be tough to get more than one. You don't want it light. Well, that's not what they wanted. No. Well, he's calling for a double, but he's got to get some combination built up here in front of the tee line. So red takes that one off. You're down to the best possible time. He's going to play some weight on this. Hope it doesn't catch that curl spot. Once in a while, there's a spot there. If you're down weight, they will curl. Got his wrong brush. He throws with a different brush for the skip. Preference. You just don't want this one to float out and jam on the shot rock. Anything nose to inside is fine. Did he catch that curl spot? No. Why are they? Yeah. Yep, got to freeze to that one on the top of the 4. If you bump them back a little bit, that's fine too. Like that. Just a back ring on the shot rock. Get a little bit of roll to the center. The deuce is still in play. Just a light tap here. A little tiny roll behind the guard. It's looking good. Now they got to sweep it for curl. And he shot rock. Red's going to go right after it. Not worry about the jam. Sweeping right out of his hand. Plenty of weight. Just missed the jam. And there's a handshake. So the group from the Windy City Club wins over the Chicago Curling Club with Steve Bergman. Interesting game, back and forth.
It was. And for streaming, we'll sign off again for just about 10 minutes while we wait for the ice to get prepped, for Jay to shave it and pebble it, and then we'll be back on for our